Hey guys, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. Last night I went to see Captain Marvel with my girlfriend Neve, and we had a fun time. We enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. It doesn't reinvent the wheel. It is a very kind of paint by numbers Marvel flick. But that said, it was enjoyable. Um, there is currently a very kind of diverse opinion on this movie, and it's caused a lot of conflict on the internet. I don't feel the movie pushes any kind of feminist agenda. I think it shows a very strong and kind of confident female role model that girls can look up to. But I never felt it was kind of pushing that upon me. Brie Larson kind of said some things in interviews and such, which I think were misconstrued. I don't think she was being kind of super feminist or a feminazi, as some people have said. I think she was frustrated that the people who were interviewing her were all white males. It wasn't the case that she didn't want guys to go see Captain Marvel. She was just kind of frustrated that there wasn't more women kind of interacting with her or talking to her about the movie. But that said, I never felt the movie pushed any kind of feminist agenda upon me. Brie Larson herself was good. I've noticed a lot of reviews citing criticism of her performance. And I think before anyone kind of passes such criticism, there is things to critique about the movie, but I don't think her performance is one of them. First off, this is her first solo outing as Captain Marvel. This is her first kind of major kind of superhero role. And if you look back at kind of the Phase 1 MCU movies, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth and Robert Downey Jr., they were finding their feet. And that's the same thing here. Brie Larson is finding her feet. I don't think she was wooden. I think she was just kind of feeling up the kind of layers that the character has. And the other thing is, a big part of the plot is she has lost her memory. She has lost her memory, but not her persona. She was Carol Danvers, a Air Force pilot. So and Air Force kind of personnel are very confident. They're very cocky. They're very headstrong, and they're reserved. And then she's kind of brought into the Kree, who are another militaristic unit, and she has different characters telling her, subdue your emotion, and she does that in the movie. I don't think she's wooden. I just think it's part of the character's persona. There's fantastic chemistry between herself and Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson is pretty awesome as the kind of pre-Avengers Nick Fury. He's kind of still a bit of a bureaucrat, but he's getting fed up with it. And the de-aging process on him is fantastic. I've seen this done in other movies. For example, Prometheus. They done horrible kind of stuff with trying to make Guy Pearce older, or other movies that have made characters younger. But this, it does a perfect representation of what Samuel Jackson looked like in 1995. And I noticed maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and then as the movie progressed, it didn't take me out of the movie. Ben Mendelsohn as the quote-unquote villain, the head of the Skrulls, Talos, is fantastic. He's a likable villain, and he gets even more likable, but I'm going to reveal why, but I thought he was very compelling. Jude Law, I was a bit disappointed with Jude Law. I thought his character was just a very kind of by the book kind of military lackey, and his relationship with Carol was kind of all over the gaff. You didn't know if he had some kind of romantic inclinations towards her, or if he wanted her dead. Annette Bening also turns up as a character who I can't tell you her name, or else it'll give a big spoiler away, but she was pretty cool. She played 2 characters in it. She played the Kree AI system, the Great Intelligence, and she played a human scientist who is integral to how Carol had lost her memory. But yeah, the cast was very solid. I wasn't kind of put off by that. There was some things I was put off by. Two of them. One which I won't reveal directly, but it is a plot point involving a certain aspect of a character, which is a big part of the character and explains that part of the character, and it is so fucking stupid. I swear to God, I was like, they're not going with this, are they? And they fucking did, and that ruined the movie for me. I still would give it a good kind of 70% out of 100, but the large 30% chunk is kind of due to that character ending up that way because of this really stupid fucking element in it. The other thing is the film felt cheap. Yeah, the film felt like an episode of SG-1. It felt cheap and it lacked its own distinctive style. Thor had its own distinctive style. Guardians of the Galaxy had its own distinctive style. Even Captain America Civil War, which was very much Earth-based, had its own kind of espionage style. This kind of bounced from like space opera to buddy cop movie to a kind of redemption story, and it felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be, and it seemed to spread itself so thin. So I think that it kind of blew its load on the visual effects at the start and the de-aging on Nick Fury. It felt more like a very kind of a high budget episode of a TV show. Like if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spent a lot of money on one particular episode, this would be it. Again, not a bad movie. I wouldn't rip it a new arsehole. It was an enjoyable movie. It was a fun movie. Stay till after the credits. There's two good scenes. This feels more like a stepping stone movie, like a lot of Marvel movies are. This feels like a stepping stone movie to Endgame. So I'm hoping that Brie will get to stretch her legs a bit more in Endgame as Captain Marvel. Again, I don't think her performance was bad. I don't think it was wooden. I think it was just the current state of the character in the movie. And again, this felt more like a character who should have been introduced in Phase 1. It's very much a kind of an origin, a very by the bones origin movie, and I think that's what might have people kind of saying she's wooden. She's not. She's just finding her feet with the character. So, what's your thoughts? Have you seen the movie? Is there any scenes you liked? Any scenes you disliked? Any elements you'd like to see changed? Leave them in the comments below, and yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye now.